Hello, good afternoon, and coming up on the marketplace, Cocoa Board and counterparts from Ivory Coast sign Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire Cocoa Initiative Headquarters Agreement to pave the way for a new cocoa trading mechanism.
The fundamental achievement of the initiative is a living income differential, LID, which seeks to improve the earnings of cocoa farmers in Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire.
Also in the bulletin, Indian High Commissioner to Ghana opens up on bilateral trade, cutting assistance to Ghana and COVID-19 vaccines.
You know, if the pool, the kitty has been reduced, the assistance coming out of the kitty will also be reduced, and you need to prioritize on something. Maybe some of the countries who have genuine needs of support and assistance with regard to their developmental needs will be prioritized over some other countries.
And of course, we have more on this excerpt of the interview that's yet to play on the marketplace. Also in the bulletin, we assess the role of insurance companies in curbing road accidents through the introduction of the motor insurance database. We'll hear from an insurance expert. We have all these and more coming up shortly after this break. Do stay. Hello and welcome. I'm Charles Aite. The Ghana Cocoa Board, together with the Ivorian Minister of Agriculture under the witness of Conseil du Café Cacao, signed the Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire Cocoa Initiative Headquarters Agreement. The Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Boahin Edu, says the official signing event lays a new mechanism for trading of cocoa between the two world-leading cocoa producers. We have more in this report.
To cement gains made between both countries for sustainable cocoa production, the Minister for Agriculture, Dr. Wusufri Akoto, says the agreement climaxes years of deepened bilateral cooperation, which harmonizes interests of the cocoa-producing giants.
We are very optimistic that we shall achieve the ultimate vision of securing a decent income for cocoa farmers in our respective countries, and by extension, cocoa farmers across the globe, through a commitment to implementing pragmatic policies as well as a strong determination to remain focused and unwavering to the agenda of the initiative, regardless of challenges that may arise.
The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Shirley Ayoko Botre, stated that the agreement will grant Ghana the needed accord to facilitate the operation of the organization.
The Charter, among other things, gives recognition and immunities to the Secretariat and further provides independence to its operations in the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for more than a century, the cocoa sector has been the backbone of the economies of both countries, bringing in billions of dollars in foreign exchange and providing jobs directly and indirectly.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Boahin Edu, says the headquarters agreement sends a strong message to the international cocoa market.
The grain of mustard seed that was planted in March 2018 by the two countries has grown and is now assuming shape and prominence at the international scene, thanks to the foresight and tenacity of purpose of our two visionary leaders, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, and Son Excellence Alassane Dramani Ouattara, President of the Republic of la Côte d'Ivoire. One monumental achievement of the initiative is a living income differential, LID, which seeks to improve the earnings of cocoa farmers in Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire. The LID has received worldwide acknowledgement and endorsement. The establishment of the Secretariat will provide the much-needed coordinated effort to ensure compliance of the dictates of the LID.
Both countries have settled on the Director of Corporate Affairs for Europe and Africa at Mars Incarnate, Alex Arnold Asenavo, as the first ever Executive Secretary of the Côte d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
Let's still stay on agri-related matters because producers of fertilizers have debunked claims of increasing the prices of fertilizer. According to them, the current hike in prices is a reflection of the international market since most of the fertilizers are imported and are not on government subsidy program. According to the West Africa Director for Yara International, Dankwa Adoyobo, the industry has made quite significant losses this year. He spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the familiarization session between partners and winners of the 2021 Wafaric and Gold in the Soil Awards. There is more in this report.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has been implementing a national fertilizer subsidy program to support its flagship Planting for Food and Jobs program. However, farmers have been complaining about the scarcity of these subsidized fertilizers and the high prices of the unsubsidized ones. It has been projected that Ghana is likely to experience food shortage next year as a result. On the other hand, fertilizer companies blame the international market for the hike in prices. Here is West Africa Director for Yara International, Dankwa Adoyobo.
Our commitment to the nation is important. So we have continued to supply products under the subsidy program as is intended. But you have to also realize that the subsidy program also have contracts and specified volumes that you can supply. So it's not as if all fertilizers in the country are subsidized. That's not the case. So beyond that, then the industry also has the opportunity to be able to sell beyond the subsidy program. And that's also where the challenge with the international prices starts to come to play. I remember one of them saying the prices were high. The prices are not high. The prices is a reflection of the international price of fertilizers. And I hope that the effort we are making in this year would be able to support some farmers to go through the season.
Meanwhile, overall winner for the 2021 Wafaric Gold in the Soil Awards, Portia Azumba says, access to fertilizer has been a major challenge for female farmers in the northern parts of the country this year. She also bemoaned the invasion of elephants on their farms.
We have a problem with fertilizer. This year it hasn't been easy for us, and we have not gotten enough fertilizer to apply on our farm. And the other problem too we had is that this year the elephants have invaded in our farm. You can't even go to farm. You have to hide and go to your farm.
Alberta Akosa, founder of Agri House Foundation, the organizers of Wafaric and Gold in the Soil Awards, says the award scheme is to recognize and reward women in agriculture.
This is actually the third edition we held in Bolga in June. Normally, what we do is to try to throw more light on women in agriculture who are doing extensively well to support their homes and their communities and to ensure that there is happiness around them. And we realize that it's been an area that has been a bit neglected. Also, when you're looking for data of women who are supporting the development of agriculture, there is also a huge gap. So we try to introduce the Women in Food and Agri Leadership Training Forum and the Gold in the Soil Awards to basically serve as an intervention and also as an advocacy platform where we would highlight the role of women in agriculture.
And of course, you're still watching The Marketplace. We will be airing an interview with the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, Sugandha Rajaram, on Monday, the 9th of August on The Marketplace, this channel. Now, the High Commissioner made some revelations to me, including moves to reduce development assistance in Ghana. It comes as no surprise, considering the damning effects of the third wave of the Delta variant killing thousands of Indians, disrupting the economy as well. Here's a snippet of the full interview yet to be aired.
From the government point of view, India's developmental assistance to Ghana have been sizable, have been very, significant over the years. We have been a major developmental assistance partner for Ghana, and we would like to be the one in future also, in spite of pandemic. We'll be definitely working toward together with the government of Ghana to see that if they have prioritized something in the post-pandemic situation with regard to its developmental needs, we come to the help of the government to see that necessary budget, necessary concessional loans are extended to the government.
So what's going to happen is that moving forward, you're going to prioritize the development needs as, you know, against what you did in the past. It clearly shows that you're going austere. You're really cutting down your budget to some extent.
So with regard to, definitely, I think that India's developmental assistance to the world goes to different countries. You know, mainly these are our partners of South-South cooperation. These are the partners. These are the friends who are from the developing world. There is need definitely to see that to balance the domestic needs and the overseas assistance needs. Accordingly, the support and assistance will be balanced. But I'm sure that the partner countries like Ghana will gain from this prioritization of Indian overseas assistance, because you know we have been the major developmental assistance partner with Ghana, where our assistance is have been proved fruitful and you know, achieving the objectives from both the sides.
But are you going to review the assistance in terms of its percentage?
In terms of percentage, I can't say now because it will depend on what kind of proposals come from these countries whom we have been, you know, over the years extending the concessional loans.
It's a clear scenario. We have all have challenges. You are a development partner. I am a country that needs assistance. And COVID hits, you get affected, I get affected. Initially, you give me $1 billion to help with my assistance needs. Currently, with what you have and the challenges you're facing, the economic stresses that you've experienced, you definitely cannot give $1 million once again.
Yeah, so that in any case is obvious, because you know, if the pool, the kitty has been reduced, the assistance coming out of the kitty will also be reduced, and you need to prioritize on something. Maybe some of the countries who have genuine needs of support and assistance with regard to, you know, their developmental needs will be prioritized over some other countries.
Of course, the full interview airs on Monday, as stated on the marketplace. The topic is basically the fate of Indian development assistance to Ghana amid COVID-19. But here are 3 highlights of the interview that will interest you to catch us up on Monday. The fact that India-Ghana bilateral trade in a post-COVID-19 era will deepen. Development assistance, as you've rightly heard, the High Commissioner, will be on a priority basis. And the full resumption of vaccine distribution to Ghana from India will be in 2022. So we have more on this exclusive interview on Monday, the 9th of August. Do make a date with us. Well, recently, the National Insurance Commission, NIC, introduced a motor insurance database with the aim to check matters regarding vehicles on our streets and fix stickers and uninsured vehicles plying our roads each and every day. Today, we assess the role of insurance companies to help curb road accidents. And of course, we're joined by an expert on this particular issue. We're so grateful that you joined us, sir. First of all, you put together an article on the role insurers can play in reducing carnage on our roads. Tell us about it. If you could kindly unmute your microphone so we could hear you better.
Great. I think I can be heard right now.
You're loud and clear.
Thank you, Charles. So that is very true. In recent times, the insurance industry as a whole has been very innovative. And for me, the biggest one came recently from the National Insurance Commission with the introduction of the motor insurance database, which has had a significant impact on ensuring that we have very few, if not none at all, of uninsured vehicles on our roads. So in the article, I sought to look at the contribution that the insurance industry as a whole is making towards mitigating the impact of the carnage that we are experiencing on our roads. So I look at what insurance companies do prior to insuring the vehicles, in other words, before the vehicles are on the road. While the vehicles are on the road, what kind of support that progressive insurance companies like Ola can provide for the vehicle users. And even in the event of an accident, what happens to the people that are either injured or the dependents that are left behind in the unfortunate cases of fatalities.
Great.
Basically, that is what the article sought to do.
All right. So, Alexander, hold on your thoughts there for me, because we also have Seth Hashem. Seth, your outfit, the NIC, recently introduced a motor insurance package at the database, actually, to check fixed tickets and uninsured vehicles. What has been the update regarding the rollout of this initiative?
Thank you very much. The rollout of the initiative has been very positive. As we speak now, it has led to an increase in the level of premiums that is coming in, and that is useful because it helps us ensure that when the unfortunate happens, we can be able to provide some level of compensation to Ghanaians. In addition to that, there are a number of things that the National Insurance Commission does. For example, each month, even though it's not a large amount of money, it is a little bit of money that we contribute to the National Health Insurance Authority, and it is there so that in the unfortunate case that somebody is involved in a road accident and he needs emergency treatment, that person can get emergency treatment without them being he or she being requested to pay before he gets that. So I think that in the broader question that you asked, that is what can be done to stop the carnage that we have on our roads. I think that it requires a lot of different stakeholders. One of the main stakeholders is the insurance industry, but there's a need for better roads. There's a need for better lightening of our roads. There's a need to make sure that roads, car accidents or cars that break down on the roads are towed quite quickly from the roads. There's a need for the police to ensure that it's only people who have actually been licensed and have the adequate or proper licenses are driving. And so it needs a number of different stakeholders to come together. And that is why we commend the likes of Joy for actually keeping this in the news so that this doesn't become an old story, because each and every day as we drive, we are all exposed to road accidents.
We do know that this database also opened up a new, digital trend of checking these fake stickers. And with that also came various concerns regarding the verification guns, the gutter phones specifically that the MTTD also uses to verify these things. Help us with updates on the procurement so far.
Yes, so at the beginning of this year, we donated a number of them to the police, and we've also already donated a number before that, and we will keep doing that. The beauty of it is that the gutter phones gives more information than me or you would. So we all know of 920 star 920 star 57 hash.
Yeah, but regarding the MTTD specifically, yes, I get that point. But regarding the MTTD specifically, we had reports about most of these gutter phones not reaching out to all the numbers out there. So the question once again, what's the update regarding the deployment of these gutter phones to each and every MTTD personnel on our streets?
That's what I was trying to answer. So the first point is that, as I said at the beginning of this year, we donated about 500 of these to them. And these 500, we made sure that it goes to all over the country, such that within each region, there's somebody that's there that could get some of these. And the police already had some of these gutter phones already that they were using. So what we also added to it is supposed to supplement what they already have. So each and every region in Ghana had a supply of this, and this is the second batch that we had given to them.
Alex, you are an insurer, and I want to take your thoughts on your assessment of the implementation of the motor insurance database introduced by the regulator.
Yes, so far it's been great. I mean, just imagine having all the data flowing from about 29 different insurance companies onto a single platform. And I must admit here that, yes, like every system, occasionally you have a downtime, but it's not been often. In fact, it's negligible. And just as I said initially, it's probably the single most inventive action that we have had from our regulator, which has so much social impact. Because aside the MTTD using it to take the data that they need, an ordinary person can also use his phone using the short code to check the status of every insurance at every point in time. So it's one of the best things that has happened to this industry, and the social impact cannot be underestimated at all.
One of the best indeed. Alexander Simmons, so we're so grateful that I joined, National Manager of Operations, Hollard Insurance. We're so grateful. Also, we're grateful to Seth Ishan, the Head of Insurance Supervision with the National Insurance Commission. Gentlemen, have a great weekend. Many thanks once again for your time. To other stories, Anglo Ashanti is encouraging high women participation in its annual graduate training program for skills empowerment. It supports the development and representation of women in the mines operation and the broader mining industry in Ghana. Managing Director of the Mines, Dr. Eric Subonte, revealed that 44% of the graduates have been employed fully by the company. Prince Apia was at the graduation of the second batch, which also marks the third batch of the program, and has come through with this report.
The graduate trainee program started in 2019 at the inception of the Obuasi Mines redevelopment. The aim was to bridge the gap between school and work. Tertiary graduates are targeted as trainees and offer technical skills across various disciplines in the mining industry. Wasila Bubie is the Senior Human Relations Manager.
For the second year running, trainees who excelled at the end of their first year have been given the opportunity to continue with their learning experience for a second year. To our outgoing graduate trainees, I am certain that your learning experience with AngloGold Ashanti has given you the springboard to compete competitively within the market, the job market, for a rewarding career.
She spoke at the graduation ceremony of 10 graduates for the second batch of the program, whilst matriculating 14 others for the third batch. Each graduate trainee undertook research and cost-saving projects meant to enhance the mine's business operations. Lois Isidua Ahinkra was adjudged the best trainee of the second batch.
So this training program has been a stepping stone. Being part of this training program has actually exposed me in the mining industry. So in any processing plants, one thing we are concerned about is our recoveries. That is what determines how efficient our process is. So in order to improve the recovery, what do we do? And that was the main idea behind my projects.
Managing Director of the mine, Dr. Eric Subonten, says the mine is committed to absorb and implement such projects.
Every research that they present an outcome on, we track all of it. We have a dedicated business improvement department that takes all these ideas, blow them up or flesh them out into full-blown projects, implement them and track them to its full conclusion. So that's exactly what we're doing. None of it is going to fall by the wayside at all. Indeed, it's to the benefit of the business. If you have such a young person come up with beautiful ideas like improving the recovery of our processing activity. So we're tracking all of it and we see it to its logical conclusion as part of the company's own business improvement initiatives.
Officials say 64% of the graduate trainees so far have been indigenes from the Obuasi community. Dr. Subonten says the initiative is critical to enhance the local economy.
A significant portion of them are female. These are all deliberately being done to address a particular need and to achieve a particular outcome. So it is very important. It's a very key aspect of our initiatives and our effort to help our communities. You can do a lot of things by constructing roads, digging wells, building schools, and those things are good and we'll continue to do them. But nothing beats developing the human capital.
Meanwhile, high-performing graduates also received awards. Out of the 18 graduates who have successfully completed the program so far, 8 have been employed fully by the company. Prince Apia, reporting.
Now, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resource, Professor Elvis Asare Bediako, has said the university is poised to build a multi-purpose science, technology, engineering and mathematics center. When completed, the center, according to Professor Elvis Asare Bediako, will carry out research and innovations of national and international interest to address the shortfall of scientists and engineers in the country. Hence, wants the government to assist them to put up the center. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the 5th UENR STEM Festival at the university's campus in Sunyani. Precious Semevo has more.
The 3-day STEM festival involves about 2,300 learners and 8,000 learners since its inception 5 years ago from basic and senior high schools in the Bono East and Ahafo regions. The festival is expected to continue to motivate students while encouraging parents to support their children to develop their science gifts by pursuing a STEM education at the tertiary level. The learners were excited with an exhibition from the Department of Chemical Science, Applied Biology, Computer Science and Informatics, among others. The VC of UNEP, Professor Elvis Asare Bediako, said the completion of the multi-purpose STEM center would also see short content-based training for teachers who handle science-related subjects in both JHS and SHS level, and government's assistants who push the dream.
The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has emphasized government vision in supporting institutions to promote STEM education in the country. UENR is poised to put up a multi-purpose STEM center. This will carry out research and innovations of national and international interest in order to address shortfalls of scientists and engineers in the country. The center will also organize short content-based training for teachers. This will provide for solid foundation in people who have the potential and wish to pursue STEM programs in the university. Therefore, we crave the indulgence of the government through the Office of the Ministry of Education to assist UNL in putting up the multi-purpose STEM center. That will be a top on our shoulders for what we are already doing to support STEM education.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Yaweduchum, in a speech read on his behalf, said the ministry has been tasked to implement policies aimed at increasing sciences as part of government's quest to accelerate the socio-economic transformation anchored on STEM-related fields. Dr. Eric Nkansa is in charge of tertiary education.
You represent the next generation of our country, and for that matter, our future leaders. Therefore, I urge you to take this event seriously and learn as much as you can from the exhibitions of the over 19 departments from this university. The government, on its part, will provide you with the necessary resources for your training into world-class scientists.
For JoyNews, Precious Semevo, Sunyani.
And of course, that's how we end this edition of the Marketplace for the week, actually. For more news, you log on to myjoyonline.com/business, where you can get all the details regarding business-related stories happening in the country. Once again, many thanks for watching. I'm Charles Aite. Enjoy the rest of our programs.